This is, someone asked me about PSP syndrome. I've never heard. You know, sometimes when you use letters to donate a syndrome, not all of us know because there's so many of them. And some of them are similar. So this is progressive supranuclear palsy. She is 62 years young. It has been progressing for the last 5 years, and she is at the point where she needs 24-hour care. Whenever you see the nervous system go down, it's no different than anything else going down in your body. What's taking you down? Your lifestyle. Number one, your lifestyle. Now, let me back up a teeny bit and say that lifestyle is involved in genetic patterns and thinking of cells. So this has been a lifestyle, this lifestyle of the human species. Some of them are more tropical, they're the healthier ones. But when you go around the world, you have different cultures with different types of food, but pretty much they're similar foods, just differently prepared and things like that. You have some cultures that got some of the worst foods on the planet, and other cultures better. Some cultures respect more fruits and salads and stuff in their diets. Other cultures are just real bad. So we've got to get away from these types of foods in our cultures, the meats, the dairies, and the grains. You know, the white flour products, things like this, they should have been gone years ago. But when you've got a neurological case, this is a case that has to have fruits, berries, and melons. These are my opinions, but I have a lot of experience with neurological cases. And I'm not tooting any horns. I'm saying my experience has been, if the neurological case, you need to get the highest order of food on the planet. And you've got to go after this. So I would be after her kidneys to filter, her bowels. I'd be upper circ, brain and nerve number 2, mandatory. I'd be going after that lymph system, removing the acids that's breaking her down, because you don't get better unless you remove. You don't get better unless you fix. Things don't get better on their own because you're not doing anything to make them better. People's lifestyles, if you don't change what you're eating, don't expect to go to Wellville. Sorry. You're not going to get there. You must change how you live. And that includes how you think and how you feel. Because we were wallowing in these opinions that have nowhere to go. Like this high pH water and drink way too much water and eat 60 bananas a day and ridiculous concepts like this that no one can do, and the people that do get sick. You know, there's got to be a state of balance. But when you have a person with this serious of a problem, you're going to go 100% raw to start. Then you're going to get rid of the vegetables. You're going to work to get rid of the vegetables out of there. You know, these are serious conditions. This lady probably has to have full care. But don't let that stop you. If you need a feeding tube, you can get a feeding tube right up her and get her back here. And I'd work to get her back. Fruits, berries, and melons only, and then go with the herbs, go with the kidneys. The adrenals are key neurotransmitters, right? Now, any test that doctors have made me do for nutritional deficiency or MRI, etc., have all come back perfect. They only diagnosed her within the past few months. They said she had dementia, MS, Alzheimer's, all which turned out to be false. Well, it doesn't matter what you name it. You know what? We've got to get past this idea that we have to stick, that's the mind, we have to stick a name and call it a disease. We just got to get past that sort of thinking, because you don't have to label it. She's got a neurological condition that's bringing her down. And it's either autonomic or central or both. Just remember, there's two nervous systems. Well, you're going to go after both of them the same, except to get upstairs to the central, you're going to use upper circuit, brain and nerve. The brain and nerve formula will also strengthen the autonomic. The autonomic, you're going to go right back to the adrenal glands. You're going to get the kidneys filtering, get the adrenal glands up, producing better neurotransmitters. But at the same time, you're going to open up the pathways of better nerve flow, because what can reduce pathways of nerve flow is the lymphatic system expanding and swelling. You know, you get tight, stiff shoulders, numb hands? Same thing. You can shut down neural flow with lymphatic swelling. This is what happens in the brain. And then you get glaucoma and you get all this pressure and all this stuff and it all goes. Now, she is not on any medication, is a vegetarian, is not in any pain, but neurologically her equilibrium is totally out of whack. PSP is a rare disease. Not rare at all. It's got a lot of the symptoms of right here, cerebellum. I've researched this a little bit to show you. And this is a rare brain disorder, but we'll call it acidosis because that's the cytochemistry that causes all this, okay? And the lymph system is the one that's involved. Causes serious and progressive problems with control of gait and balance. The cerebellum. And this is easy. Work on those neural lymphatic points down the back. Get this cerebellum drained. Because if you don't remove acidosis, you can't remove degeneration and the degrading of the condition of the cells. Rechange that, hydrate, and turn it around, and things will rebuild. But don't live in the world that I'm only going to go downhill, because that's not true. Along with complex eye movement and thinking problems. And the reason is simple, is that the optic nerve comes right back in here at the cerebellum and things like that. But you can fix her. And I would start immediately, get her on all raw, move up to the fruits, berries, and melons when I can, get her on a good herbal program, but remember upper circuit, brain, and nerve. Get her kidneys filtered and get her detox. Get her bowels cleaned out, and you'll turn her totally around, bet you $100.